England's green and pleasant land. The United Kingdom. The Vale of York. One of the most beautiful places on earth as far as I'm concerned. My homeland. So what is about in it, Bodgers? Well, let's have you sat down somewhere a bit more comfortable, shall we? How's that? So, turns out our new king, King Charles, has cancer. It's a terrible thing. Cancer. My life was touched to it with my own father some years ago now. And he called his two sons to tell them the news. What a thing to tell somebody, eh? And it looks like his reign, hopefully, will continue for as long as possible, but you know, I don't wish ill on the guy. He's been waiting to be king for a long time, and now he is. Suddenly this goes and gets him. And then we'll have a King William the Third. One of my ancestors found the body of William II. He was a fire kindler, which meant he made charcoal for fuel in the woods. He was a Greek immigrant. Back in whenever, I think I've already told you this one, he went and found the body of King William after a hunting accident and took his body back to the nearest castle, I believe, and where the body is supposedly have been found in the New Forest in England, there is a stone, the Rufus stone. There's been several iterations, but one of my ancestors' names is on there. It was a Perkis, that's my last name, that found the guy, that found the king. Not to criticise anyone else's setup, how they've got their country set up. Some of them work, some of them don't. Some of them work more efficiently, some of them don't. We are a monarchy. And for me, at least, I think it is a last line defence for the people when decisions are being made by their elected representatives. We have the House of Commons, which is the MPs that make our legislation and represent us directly, and then you have the House of Lords, which is made up of a lot of ex-MPs, but also people who have had peerages for generations. At one time they were the wisest in the country, maybe not so now. And they take a look at these things that the government are putting forward, our representatives are putting forward, put their two penneth in from their experience and wisdom. It goes back to Parliament, they vote on it, and before it can become law or whatever that is, it has to go to the monarch, who represents all of England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and the Commonwealth, Canada and a lot of other places, Australia, before it becomes law. The monarchy is our commander-in-chief militarily, and they represent a lot of things. It isn't just state opening of Parliament isn't just a pageantry, it isn't just all that sort of stuff. There is a role, although, you know, in a modern world maybe things have changed slightly. But is there a place for it now in the modern world? Does King Charles's illness bring on the conversation again about becoming a republic, doing away with the monarchy? For me, I'd keep it. Like I say, it's the last line defence, isn't it? For the people, to make sure that those we vote into power don't get ideas above their station. Our previous monarch, Elizabeth II, she ruled for decades and decades, since 1952. It's a long time. But with that came wisdom and respect. From world leaders, other monarchies, from society in general, around the world. She carried a lot of gravitas. She never gave her political opinion in public. She remained neutral as far as the public were concerned. So she could make those difficult decisions to say yes or no to various laws, so as what she said wouldn't influence things on a world stage. Now, I've no doubt she said things privately to the Prime Ministers, her thoughts on certain things. But I'm sure over those decades she might well have had an influence on policy, but we don't know about that. She remained neutral, which can be only a good thing. And then when she sadly passed, King Charles took the throne. And when he ascended to the throne, he has taken the same stance. However, beforehand, maybe not so. His views have been made very, very public, on everything from architecture through to the countryside and environment matters. Lots of subjects. And maybe that's been taken a bit of credibility from him. I don't know. He isn't as popular as his mother. And that goes for his private life as well, with his wife and his former wife, shall we say, and the relationship between the three of them, and several other matters that over the years have become issues. But yeah, is he as popular? Maybe not. But for me, it's about consistency. About no matter what government, what leader you have in power, there is always that higher power there, somebody who can take the reins if need be, steer the ship. A lot of other countries don't have that, which is fine. You know, like I say, you run your country how you want. America doesn't have that. There's a potential there to change governments every 4 years, which is good. You know, you get to vote in whoever it is that you want. But does that mean that your government is less effective? Or, you know, you just build up the respect amongst other world leaders and then suddenly you're out? Even if you've done the full 8 years, your work then is done. You know, who's there to carry the torch? Who do people look at in times of strife and trouble? You know, our politicians aren't any better, believe me. They're all as corrupt as each other the world over, no matter which side are on, left or right. They've all got their hand in the till somewhere along the line, haven't they? But to have somebody there who is regarded fondly and who can steer a ship, who can what's the word, give us oversight, Now, yes, they're expensive. Yes, they've got a lot of properties all over, and they're inherited a lot of stuff. And they are some of the richest people in England. I get that. But they also fetch in a lot of money for tourists from America, Canada, and Japan, and everywhere else in the world. All come to see the spectacle of royalty. They come to see our ceremonies. They come to see the changing of the guard, horse guards parade, and it keeps the economy going. And you know, they fetch in more that way than what we expend as a nation. The figures are out there. Look them up for yourself, Bodgers. Doesn't cost us a bean, really, in the long run. But then you still remember that they're human and susceptible to disease like cancer. They can fall ill. And then to have you tell your two sons now they are adults and you know they've grown up in that world, but to tell somebody that I have this thing and it might take me from you, as well as a nation, that's a lot to take on, isn't it? How would that conversation have gone with William? I've got cancer, son. It might take me from you, but it may also take me away from the nation, at which point becomes your job. You have to step up. You're the king. You'll be the king when I go, or if I choose to go. I have no doubt the world, they're influenced by other things, other entities in the world. A lot of people say that Charles is to do with the old WEF and New World Order and changing things and whatever. And I've no doubt that William might well do the same. You know, I don't know the lad. But we've gone through a lot of trauma already. And this is where it kind of gets a bit familiar for me. I lost my mother suddenly at a young age, similar to that William was at the time. I was 16. And then a few years down the line, my dad told me he had cancer as well. And a certain part of me, my personality, is him. I have this thing to carry on. My dad, he always said, if you can make one person laugh every day, you make the world that little bit better, one person at a time. And it rings true with me. I always try and make people laugh if I can, even if they're laughing at me rather than with me, as long as they're chuckling. I think that's what we need, innit? As a nation and as a world. Tell a joke, do a dance, draw a silly picture and secretly pass it to your work colleague. Whatever it is. Just make somebody laugh. Because you never know what's around the corner. King certainly didn't. Goes in for a routine check and comes out with that diagnosis. Well, yeah, make somebody laugh. Have a joke. Take the piss. Whatever it is. You know, I do it. Try and make you butchers laugh if I can. I know we got a bit heavy there all of a sudden, didn't we? But, you know, we've got Adi with his caravan, telling fortunes, selling pegs. you know, it's kind of funny, isn't it? But he goes through a lot. He's got a lot going on as our AD, and you know, I try and make him laugh if I can. Ain't easy to do when you're a bit of an idiot like me, you know what I mean? You know, it's quite an easy thing to do. But make your family laugh, make your kids laugh. Because they're the sort of memories to take with them, and you know, they kind of pass it on to their kids then, won't they? On to the next generation. That consistency. We need it as a nation, we need it as a family, we need it as friends. No matter how bad things get, make them laugh. So good luck to the king. I hope you get well soon, mate. You know, I don't wish ill on you. Nobody deserves that diagnosis, do they? You know, because otherwise you end up near it, delivering blood. Don't know if it's royal blood though, you know what I mean? Blue blood. So yeah, make somebody laugh. Because there's a lot of things going on at the moment worldwide which isn't laughable. But I think if you have make somebody laugh and have that influence on somebody, and you just make that world a little bit better, one person at a time. And take care of each other, bodgers. And take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next week. More thoughts on whatever, or I might do another catapult video, or I could do something totally different altogether. Who knows? You're just gonna have to tune in, bodgers. There's something to look forward to, eh? See you later.